everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm getting started on my Easter cards, and Cricut Access has thousands of cards. So I just happened to open it up and I found this one here. This is from Botanical Cards, and I'm going to turn this into an Easter looking card. Now the way the card is, it comes with the envelope. You'll have to check it out if you have a Cricut Explorer. And I didn't decide not to use the envelope. I'm going to use my own envelopes, but it cuts out the base of the card, and it cuts out the layer. Now I want to jazz it up a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I cut out the layers 3 times. I cut it out in a green, a purple, and a white. And I'm going to do some fussy cutting, and we're going to use some dimensions and pop it up. Alright, I'm going to set this aside over here. You have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm going to put some glue right on the edge. Now I chose the green layer first because it had the most amount of the cuts as far as the leaves go. And I didn't want to be fussy cutting a lot of the leaves. Okay, I'm also going to put some little dabs here and there because we want to keep this layer down on the card, whether it's on the leaves. It does, just some advice, it does help if you do put it on the leaves, on the tips of the leaves, because the tips of the leaves tend to be the things that will lift up when you do a card like this. A couple little here and there. Alright, so let's flip this over, put that out of the way. Now I'm going to turn my card like this. I'm going to open it up and put this on. And it'll help me, I'll line it up right there on my score line. And then this Tombow Mono adhesive, I use this all the time. It lets you move things around a little bit before it sets to dry, which is great. Alright, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to flip it around and make sure I don't have anything hanging over here. I do a little bit. Alright, so that's the first layer. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to cut out some white flowers. And this is the finished card here. This is what we're going to end up making. So let's go ahead and cut out this one here. Now because this one's going to go right here, I'm not too concerned about it, rounding it at all. It's all going to fit in nicely. And I'm going to go ahead and this one here I am going to round a little bit instead of cutting it straight flat. I'm going to ink it up. This is Dusty Concord. And I'm doing this because I want it to pop a little bit from the actual white base of the card. Putting it on the edges here. And then I'm going to turn it so that it's just one turn away from where it's supposed to be down. And I'm going to take the the purple layer, cut that out. Round that one out a little bit. Get some foam adhesive here. We're going to pop this up a little bit. Maybe I should do one more. Or I could do all 4 like that. Don't want that to show. I got this roll from Walmart. Excuse me. Wow. It's not really sticky. I think there are some foam adhesives out there that are stripped like that that are. I'm going to close this so I don't end up putting my finger in it. I've done that before, and then I've touched my card and ended up with ink all over the card. Alright, so let's go to this one. There we go. Alright, now I want to line this one up to here. And then you have a little bit of dimension going on there. Isn't that cute? Alright, so this one I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to pop this one up. I'm just going to lay this one flat. Nope, no reason, just a little bit of ups and downs on this card. And I'm gonna match it up so it's not green. All right, and then we're gonna do this one. We're almost done. Actually, I need to do the white layer for that first. Single dimensional cards are beautiful. And it's so nice to have them handy if you need to do a quick card for somebody. But it's also nice to be able to add little things to it as well. I'm going to go ahead and ink this one. Close that up. Glue this flat on. Okay. And I'm going to put it just a little bit crooked. Make sure my holes are lined up there. Now we can cut the purple. You know, instead of having an Easter bunny or a cross, this is sort of a generic Easter card, or get well, or thinking of you, or whatever you want to do. Oops, one more little snip. Put that aside. I just want to check it and make sure all my edges are a little bit round. And I'll pop this up. May have made that too thick. I gotta be careful there. I don't want the foam showing outside of that petal. All right, let's take these off. And we will pop this on. Yep. Like that, and lining up the hole. Okay, so I have this little one right here that I need to cut as well. Decided to do that in purple. And I'm going to glue that one flat. Okay. Now, I chose the Lawn Fawn Happy Easter. This is Everything, Happy Everything stamp set. And I put it on my little acrylic block. But when I stamped it, it was too far apart, even though I have it on top of each other. So I'm going to stamp the Happy, and then I'm going to go in and stamp the Easter. Trying to find my stamp pad, but oh, there it is. I don't know, I just think it stamps better when you do this. This is Heidi Swap archival ink. So I'm going to do the Happy. I don't know if you noticed just right now how I put it way down here instead of stamping it like this. I came up with this. I'm so brilliant. I'm being sarcastic. I kept stamping the stamps and getting ink all around my acrylic block. And I'm like, come on, Kim, think about what you're doing here. So I worked it out. So I'm going to put the Happy right here. Just don't stamp the block onto the ink pad. Very simple. All right, and I'm going to put my Easter on here. Straight as I can. That's what I like about these lines on these acrylic blocks. I got these at Michael's. I think I do have a Stampin' Up! One though. And just stamp my Easter word. I always like to look at it to make sure I covered everything. And I'm going to put that right there where the T and the Y meet. So then it's perfectly spaced. All right, Thanks all again for joining me. Just another one of my card ideas. I'm going to be looking forward to making Easter cards. They're always fun to do. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Gosh, I totally forgot something very important. So this is part two. Part two of the part one. This is Nuvo. It's a new dimensional drop. They call it, not a dimensional drop, a new drop that's similar to what the function of a stickles would be. But once it dries, it looks like an enamel dot. And I went crazy and bought every single color that was available. I got it from my local scrapbook store, but I did find them. Some of the colors that they didn't have, I found them on scrapbook.com. I'm sure there's other places as well now that they've been out for a while. But it does. Literally, it dries up just like an enamel dot. You can make it really, really big and really tiny. It only takes a few minutes to dry versus like the stickles or glossy accents. Sometimes it takes them a really long time to dry, but that's what it looks like once it dries. Yeah, so thanks for coming back to my part two. Bye now.